Okay, so here's the disclaimer. In this video, I'm only gonna discuss a few things that I feel are better in Mudrunner. That doesn't mean Mudrunner is better than Snowrunner. I think this is true, and this is just a opinion for now. Keep in mind that Mudrunner has been out for quite some time, and Snowrunner still hasn't. All the expansions haven't come out. But if you are not gonna get any of the expansions, then I think this will be a fair comparison, other than if there is major patches to some of the things that are discussed in the video. There are lots of rivers in Mudrunner maps. Look at this massive river of river map. Very few rivers, and that are also small. Yeah, so the graphics are absolutely better than they were in Mudrunner. This is a graphical upgrade. This is a few years of progress that's went into this game on just the graphical front. I think this river issue comes down very much to just map design, where in Russian maps where you have a lot of swamps and water in general, like everywhere. Well, I guess it depends on the map, but map design is a very key thing, and just the way the maps are designed is a key factor in how the rivers in this game are smaller than they were in Mudrunner. But yes, I agree that there should be more rivers and larger rivers. There should be more bodies of water that you have a reason for crossing. There are bodies of water in Snowrunner, but they're just kind of off to the side. They're kind of like if you want to create an additional challenge, if you want to really test the limits of your equipment or whatever, then I guess you can cross these lakes and streams and whatever. But it's absolutely not necessary, like it used to be in Mudrunner, where you would have a river that just cuts the map in half, and you have to cross the river, no matter what. So here's an example of the completely optional nature of crossing water. Like here you have this floodplain, I guess you would call it, that's just in between this these two roads here. There's a puddle in the middle here, and you could just drive around, you know, take the road, or you could go down to here and just cut along the edge of the forest if you can fit, or just go up through here. There's really no point in just going to here. This bigger river on the Black River map is completely impassable. I guess here behind the sawmill is one of the exceptions, as well as up here where there's a purpose-made crossing for it. But it's a road that is there, instead of, you know, you plunging yourself into just water like you would do in Mudrunner. And this lake here, it's even a little hard to get to, because there's guardrails and there's concrete barriers and everything like that, stopping you from accidentally driving into here. And then once you're here, it's like, yes, I'm in a royal, and this is not a challenge for the royal, but this is also completely unnecessary. Like, why would I do this when I could just take the roads or take a shortcut that's a lot more dry? It's not really like a route you could use. for crossing. And this is pretty much the case with every body of water in this game, where you don't really have any reason why you would come here. You can, but you don't really have any reason to. Same fuel add-on. Pretty much the thing with all the add-on things is that on Mudrunner they had a previous game to build on with the attachments and add-ons. So they have the previous game and the previous models and everything that already exists, and they were only concerned with Russian equipment because American equipment was only added in American Wilds DLC for Mudrunner. So in Snowrunner, where they included none of the old trucks, they just have new trucks, like completely new set of trucks. They just made one set of add-ons and they go on all the trucks. I guess an exception to this would be the F750 and the TUZ, where you do have add-ons that are not just the standard ones. Like this fuel carrier, I think this looks sick. I think this looks something similar to what you would have in Mudrunner. Like if all the add-ons were made up to this standard, I think we would have had a less discussion about add-ons, because they would all be unique and made for the trucks that they come on, instead of like here. I'll get a Vorongrat. Here, same crane you get on every Russian vehicle, same flatbed you get on every truck, other than the two I just mentioned and scouts. Same van body, same maintenance trailers, same sideboard bed, same fuel tank, same crane you get on all the Russian ones. High saddle, low saddle. And when you come on here, yeah, this is a scout, but still, F750, for some reason there's a gap there, but that's for this thing. Now it fits near perfectly. I feel like the F750 and the TUZ were not as rushed as the other trucks. Yes, all the add-ons look good. Like on this, there's nothing wrong with the add-ons. They're just, they don't fit the trucks that they are for. Like this fuel tank goes, it looks great on this. It does look good. But when you put it on, for example, the Azov 73, which is absolutely not a fan favorite, yeah, instead of hanging over the edge, it stops at the edge, and then there's just a space here in front of the fuel carrier. I feel like with this add-on specifically, they do have a bigger one for bigger trucks. Like here, you got 4 supports under here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fire extinguisher. When you go to this, and you hit on this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 supports and a fire extinguisher. And I think there are other differences as well. Actually, we'll take these both out and compare them on the yard here. You notice how that one has the service logo? Service, no service. This side, no service. You switch to that one, you got service on both sides. You have this compressor, I think, on the top there. Same thing with here. It's just a different fuel tank. So they did make some add-ons fit better on some trucks, but again, there's a there's empty space in the front here. I think that's for some other add-on. It might be, like, was it with the F750. It is a shame that they did not include any of the old truck inventory. Although the speculation was that it was going to be added just through modding, like within the first couple of months, but there have only been a limited selection that have come from Mudrunner to Snowrunner mods. The trucks also have the same semi-trailers and trailers. This just comes down to, I guess, the fact that the trailer store just supplies only one kind, and all the trailer stores in every region only sell those models of trailers, which I think should be fixed in a way that American trailer stores would sell American versions, and trailer stores in Russia would sell basically the same trailers but with just different models. Maybe some different functionality. But I think this is something that Focus and Saber can still work on. I think this is something that they can still add to the game even after it has launched. But I don't think it's gonna be coming. I don't think they would go that far, because they would have to model so much new stuff. So yeah, the driver is the same for all vehicles in Snowrunner. But this was also the case in Mudrunner up until American Wilds was added. Because in American Wilds they added all the American trucks and the American driver. So at this stage, it hasn't been confirmed or teased even if they're gonna be adding more drivers. They did add interior customization, which I think kind of balances it out. Yes, you only have one kind of driver, but you're not really looking at the driver. You're looking at out of the window of the cabin, and if you have customized your own cabin with whatever you can hang from the mirrors or the front of the top of the windshield, then I don't think you are going to be as concerned with one less playable characters. So yes, this is something I absolutely agree on. The winch system in Mudrunner is way superior to everything in Snowrunner. If we could have the winch system from Mudrunner just added into Snowrunner instead of the system that we now have, I would be so much happier. I feel like a lot of people would be a lot more happier with how the winch used to work compared to how it works now. With the exception of quick winch, of course, because, you know, then we wouldn't have fastest winch in the West clips, or whatever. Pressing Y, pressing whatever button you have for your winch. Whatever winch button you hit, you just hit it twice and it basically gives you quick winch in Mudrunner. So, I think how they did the winch system for Snowrunner, I think is absolutely worse. Absolutely it is worse. This is not something that, yeah, Mudrunner did it better. This is something that I think Saber fucked up. when they added it. When they added a completely different system to Snowrunner. Here's a few more examples. Why? That's not what I wanted to happen. Still no. No. How about now? How about now? How far do I need to go? How far do you need to go? If you lower the camera, it changes the aim of the quick winch. Higher camera means more to the side. Lower camera means more to the rear. But if I aim this way with a lower camera, oh yeah, well then it works. But come on, I just want my trailer. What you could instead try and do is you would have attach winch. That's gonna be bound to your Y key, but I don't think that's an option that we have right now. Also, when you scroll up, notice how I'm trying to scroll up. Like right now, I press up on the D-pad, and it goes left. Then it goes to the one I meant to do. And guess what happens again when I press up? It goes to the next one up. It doesn't go to the one that's above the point I'm at. It goes to the next one above that. If I try to go right from here, which means I would go to this one. If I try press right instead of down, I go up. It is not a sensible solution. Finally, I have the node that I wanted. Okay, and it's giving me the right one straight away. But say I got this one, and I want to go to the hitch of the trailer. Shit. I want to go to the hitch of the trailer from here. I would press right, but it goes up. Let me go back. You see, I'm struggling. If I try and go up, it goes left. I go up again, it goes even more left. Now it goes to the right when I press up. It zigzags. Instead of going to the direction you want, it'll pick the next one. Whoever wrote this code, whoever wrote the programming for this shit is needs to take a look at what they programmed. That's just what I think. Also, when you try and quick winch quickly, or attach winch quickly, like you would in just Mudrunner, like I'm trying to get this, the fastest way, if this happens, the fastest way is just go to attach winch and whatever, then you go there. Also, the default option in attach winch is the trailer hitch, but for quick winch, it's that tree. Also, makes no sense. Let's get some daylight. Let's calm down, calm down. If I say stop engine, start my engine again, and I come to a situation where I would want to winch, and I want to winch quickly. I pull up my functions menu, and it's at the attach winch. This works fine, but sometimes when you quickly open and close your functions menu, it resets to whatever you had last active. So when I try to quickly winch to something, I end up turning on beacons, and whatever I was gonna winch to in a emergency falls off a cliff. Again, I'm trying to aim this shit over to the trailer there. Sometimes it works, there. I didn't even change my camera angle and it picked a random point. This system is not a very well designed system. Attaching the winch in attach winch mode, also not a very good system. Like, I will be lost. Even, like, that amount of bushes is preventing me from going. Say I wanted to go from this node, I wanted to go to this birch tree here. I will go left 4 times. No, this is 5 times I'm going to the left when I should be just pressing bam, 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 bam. That should be 2 button presses and not like 6 or 5. It is ridiculous. And when you compare, about this, a very similar situation. I have a truck and I have a trailer behind it. The attach winch is at the bottom of the menu, but that's fine because pressing Y also does the same thing as pressing attach winch. Other than you just get to pick which node you get. And here, when you press down, it goes down from this one to this one, instead of going to this one, because that is slightly above on the screen than this one. When I press up, it goes to the one that's above this node, and not the one directly up, which would be this one. Now I pressed left, because that one was to the left. I wanted to go left, and then when I press down, it goes down instead of going to the next one down. It goes down. This is a sensible solution, unlike whatever I just showed you on Snowrunner. If I press Y, I can pick by rotating the camera, and I don't have to touch the D-pad. The D-pad is a bad solution for this. Changing the camera is a good solution, and it shows you which one is gonna do when you confirm your quick winch. Yes, that's a small change, but it doesn't, the elevation doesn't affect it much. Yeah, the elevation does affect it, but these are lower. Those ones are lower. When I look up, I get the ones that are higher. When I look down, I get the ones that are lower. Because it makes sense. When I look down there, I get the ones that are down there, and when I look up here, I get the ones that are up here. When I look up, it goes up. But when I look down, it goes down. Makes sense. This is a sensible solution. Attach right here. And then you just pick it up and keep going when you get going. Also, another thing with attaching the trailers, there's no option to attach a trailer. This is just a side thing from the winch issue. But here, you just pick the node on the screen. Say you had multiple trailers, and you hit attach trailer, it's gonna pick a random one. But there you can pick which hitch you hitch your truck onto. Again, this makes more sense than whatever they programmed for Snowrunner, because Snowrunner programming does not make sense. And I think it's I think it's a programming issue and not an engine issue. Engine issues are harder to fix than programming issues. If it's a programming issue, then just fix the program or fix the code for quick winch. Fix the code for picking the nodes. Give us an option to instead of having to use attach winch from the menu, you can just hit attach winch, or you can bind attach winch to your Y key, or you could bind you could prime the quick winch, like right now, or you could arm it. Right now the quick winch is armed, and then when you engage quick winch, then it gives you the winch. Hitting Y twice. Oh yeah, And another thing, releasing the winch happens from the menu. This makes for a lot more secure winching than if you just have it out and about. On my Xbox controller, when I hit B, which is handbrake, which is a very useful control when you're winching something, is to pull the handbrake on and off. If I hit B, I get handbrake. But on Snowrunner, it detaches the winch, and the second time I press B, it puts on the handbrake. Yeah, you have to get used to it, and you can also just use spacebar on your keyboard. But I don't know how Xbox players would deal with this using the same control layout that I do, because they don't have a keyboard where they could just reach out and hit spacebar instead of hitting B and losing whatever they're winched to. More issues. Also, another example of things I like about Snowrunner, or things I don't like about Snowrunner, is the horns in Mudrunner are instant. You notice how I hit the key and it hits the horn right away. Whereas on Snowrunner, you get a fancy animation and a delay. If you hit the horn enough times, or if you hit the horn again and again fast enough, there's no sound. I'm hitting the button at this rate, and there's barely any sound. If you do a double honk, like a honk honk, which is a very standard thing for truckers, is to do a double honk. That's the best you can do. You can't do like a beep beep. You need to do a beep and a separate beep after that, or you do a beep and you cut it off with the second beep's delay. So the horn cuts off because you lift your hand off the steering wheel. Right? Why does it cut off? So here's the troll vehicles. In Mudrunner, you had the little sedan, and you had maybe like the tractor. The B130, which is the blue shit, is useful when you're towing it behind something bigger. Yeah, here's the tractor, which is a troll vehicle apparently. In when you get to Snowrunner, yeah, that's not the same model body. It looks the same, but it's not the same. That is the same. The 6BA, which is missing from the game. Yeah, so I don't know. Unique add-ons. This I touched on earlier, where you had the TUZ and the F750, which have unique add-ons, but that's only because they are vehicles added in the other DLC. This utility trailer, nah, not very useful. Again, might be useful if you're towing it behind some other bigger vehicle. But yeah, no. Also, the skidder blade, never found a use for it. Like 1,000 hours on Mudrunner, never ever found a use. You can push flip over your vehicles, I guess, but you could just do it without the blade. And the loader is not as good as on the K700, which is the better loader. The cat, yeah, that's also another one where you have a unique add-on. And this we also saw on it does affect it a little bit, but I think that's just the fuel that's in the add-on. I actually didn't check it, but the yellow utility service add-on was bigger on a bigger vehicle. So this is only true to a point. But I agree, there should be longer beds, there should be separate beds for separate vehicles. Standard trailer size doesn't matter. you should just have more variety of trailers. You should have different trailers for US and Russia. Yeah, wider trucks have wider trailers because for Mudrunner, every trailer and every truck was like every add-on comes out separately. All the trucks were made as separate units and not just we make the frames and then we make add-ons that go on most of the frames. Uh, Same as here. The logging add-ons for bigger trucks, you get bigger logging add-ons because you have separate logging add-ons made for separate trucks. The trucks that the add-on goes on, it's the truck that it fits. So, yeah, you will have a bigger truck with a bigger add-on instead of having all the same add-ons on every car. I don't know. Also, you can't not recall scouts in Snowrunner, which is a bummer because it would be so useful instead of recovering to your garage and then having to drive to where you just were, although you have a big ass truck nearby. Yeah, it's not realistic, but again, about the thing about the small scouts is they are kind of the troll vehicle. Yeah. Small scouts, all scouts need a recall. Of course all scouts need a recall. Again, like they did in Mudrunner. They did stuff right for Mudrunner and then they erased it for Snowrunner. Instead of having the good things that they did make in Spin Tires and Spin Tires Mudrunner, they just kinda didn't translate it over to Snowrunner. Like they had developed all of this shit beforehand, but they just failed to add it back in to their sequel game or spin-off game or side grade to their original game. I don't know. Doesn't really make sense to me.